dyno. Happy to be here. We got Dylan.
Yep.
We got Dylan. And of course Kyle, the man, the myth, the legend, the guns. So we are finally up on the dyno. We've already got some pump gas numbers on this thing, but we're also going to do some racing gas tunes, so you guys are here for that. And again, I know there's been some interest in this for, hey, what is that stage 2 torque storm? And this is what, 84? So this is an 84 mil. And a lot of you guys out there do know the smaller ones and seen that, and I know there's a lot of interest in this. So on this combination, it's just a cast iron 6, stock crank. It's the actual Summit H-beam rod with an ARP 2000 rod bolt, the Summit LS piston that matches with the whole combination. We're about 9.5 to 1 compression. Texas Speed Stage 3 cam, Texas Speed CNC LS heads. This is just what, the low profile?
Yeah, that's ultra low.
The ultra low. Because in a 70 Monte Carlo, you know there's not enough room in the engine compartment. This thing inside there, I swear, the fender's what, there?
Yeah.
You could run like a reverse call of it. And so it's nice and tight, 130 pound injectors. Again, could run it on E, but he doesn't want to. He wants to do pump gas and a race gas tune. So at that point, it looks like a, man, it looks like a semi-truck intercooler, but that is definitely getting it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, intercooler-wise, because he still has to go through this, and I'm sure guys out there would like to know, for something like this, what would you suggest for intercoolers? I believe before it was what, Chisel?
Yeah.
Does real well, do they have universal ones?
Yeah, Robert over there at Chisel can make him custom, or he has like a shelf stock intercooler that will fit most everything. But
Okay. So nothing too crazy?
yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean, just talk to Robert over there. He's the intercooler expert, so.
Making that phone call for sure,
Oh, yeah.
So at that point, so predictions, what do you think? Now it's going to be on 110 octane, and then right now we're pushing 14 pounds of boost. What does the Magic Man think we should be going to?
Well, on this thing, I'd like to see probably 1100 for our final numbers, and then pump gas, I mean like 950 would be perfect. That's what I'm thinking.
Now, do you think we're going to have to mess around with pulleys at all?
I'm hoping not, but we'll see once we put race gas in and start putting timing.
What about you?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Do whatever you guys want.
Yeah, do whatever you gotta do.
All right, you guys, so we ended up with the pump gas setup here, and as you can see, we got 962 horse, 780 foot-pounds of torque. As you can see, that is just a beautiful graph, making beautiful power down low, even up high. She's going to spin real well, and at that point, what do you think, Bud? You going to be happy with that?
I'm excited.
Driving around on the street with that?
And blow the tires off.
Should definitely be fun. Should definitely be fun. What are you thinking, man? Decent for a little pump gas, little street car?
Yeah, show rep, man.
Heck yeah,
Let's
heck
do
yeah.
a rolling burnout from 40 miles an hour.
Oh, at least I think.
Yeah.
Well, who's the Mustang, the GT 350? That's
My cousin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who's that again? That is talking trash.
Yeah.
He's gonna whoop on the Monte Carlo.
Yeah,
and
I don't know. That thing's heavy. I think it's pretty heavy. So,
yeah. Oh yeah. What's he making right now on that?
So when he gets his engine back from California, he's looking to have 1,000 wheel horsepower. So, but he's like 4,200 pounds. So it's gonna be really close.
I'm gonna say we got the mad scientist over here, right there. You know, yeah. So I don't know. I think it'll be a fun little race right there, man.
Yeah.
Don't run him to 200.
No.
Because he'll smoke it. So we're going to go right on back. We're going to get ready for the race gas setup. Hopefully you guys dig that one. And who knows? Let's find out what happens. All right. We are doing the first race gas tune on this. Kyle just made a little bit of a timing change. And we're just going to see what that does right now. So here we go. What do you think, bud?
I don't know what I think.
Here we go.
And that even went higher than I thought it was going to.
We were wondering if it was going to hit 1,000.
I was thinking it was.
And, well, you guys could see it ended up making 976. So we're going to have to go back to those pump gas numbers and see where we're at right there, but lots more left in her.
Guys, we are going to do a pulley change. What you saw was going from the pump gas tune to just pure race gas. We didn't make any difference on pulleys or anything yet. Right now it's got a 325. Kyle has got a 310. So we're basically going to drop her 1/8 of an inch. So we should see hopefully about 2 more pounds. So this should give us about 16 pounds. And so we are just going to do a pulley change. So stick around for that. Dylan's going to get a little dirty here.
Okay, guys, so what we got going on now is we got to get Dylan's hands a little dirty. He's got to work on his own ride here a little bit. So we have him changing out the pulley. And like I explained, this is the smallest one that Torque Storm offers. We tried to see if they had anything smaller, a 295, anything like that. We tried doing the 12 rib combo because they do not have a 10, and they just don't make anything smaller. What you can see Kyle doing here, normally you should be able to slip your pulley on and off with ease. Because the belt slippage, we got some heat in there, so we could not get that thing off. So that's when he grabbed the gear puller, put a little anti-seize on there to make sure it doesn't happen again. So obviously Dylan's putting everything back on, teaching him how to route his belt correctly. You know, that way when we make the changes, he'll know what to do.
Crack that valve. There you go. You made your 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
You happy?
Yeah.
Good torque.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
Let me get some stuff out of the way here. This purple line right here is boost,
Oh.
so it stopped making boost at 6,700, and then started slipping that belt. We're all the way down at 9 pounds at 7,200, so little belt slip issue there.
Is there any way we can do any tightening, or is it just
Yeah, we
idlers?
might need to readjust the tensioner.
Okay.
Try and get some more tension on that pulley. But I bet you once they get that pulley tightened up and they got some more boost up there, it'll probably make a little bit more. We'll see.
But you definitely got a taste of that 1,000 horse.
Oh yeah.
Made that 1,000 mark. And then of course, there's Nate. Hi Nate.
Scott?
Hey, what's going on, buddy? Oh, there's Steve.
Is that the tuned version? Or with the
That's
pulley?
with the pulley, but all of a
With
sudden
it.
it just
I
lost
heard
the
it
belt.
over.
Lost the belt right there.
Oh,
Started slipping.
yeah.
So add a little more tension to it and see if we can get it to where she doesn't slip. And
Oh, yeah.
And that's an 8-rib
Hey,
belt.
Dewey.
man.
hey, buddy.
Yeah, it's 8 rib. Yeah.
8-rib belt. Part of me wonders if we might run into an issue with it not being a 10-rib.
Just because of
We
the fact that
we're
it's just.
spinning that blower hard enough that it needs to have a 10-rib. I don't know. Maybe.
Do you want to do just the tension? And
We'll
I mean,
try
that's
and
as
put
good
more
as we can
tension
do
on
right
it,
there.
Yeah, and then we'll just broken that time.
Was it hitting the hose?
You might have hit the hose.
Same thing.
No, it didn't move. There, made 16 pounds. That seemed to help it out.
What was that white smoke that was?
It must have been hitting the radiator hose.
So on that one we ended up with 1032 and 824. So a little bit better, a little bit better. So did it look like we actually got the boost back up where we wanted?
It was 16 pounds.
Oh, okay. And the fix that you ended up doing was just what? Just on the
tensioner over.
Just move that tensioner
as
over,
far as
and
I could get it.
so that seemed to fix that up right there. So we can keep playing around a little bit with this pulley system, and
Yep.
okay, sweet.
We gotta get it. If you want to keep going, we gotta get a shorter belt though, because that smoke was coming from the radiator hose. So the tensioner was coming so far over, it was pushing that belt right up against the radiator hose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then what do you suggest? Go get another belt, or
Probably get another belt. I think
SML.
An SML, yeah. Ditch the whole.
you want an SML?
Real
Yeah,
SML.
SML.
Give you like $5,000 trade-in value.
Well, what we found out was, if you can see where we're chewing in right here, Dylan's running out to go get a shorter belt. What happened was Kyle ended up changing up this tensioner, and worked good. We ended up getting the 16 pounds of boost out of it, so all that stuff worked out good. But we can't get any, making sure the motor's not hot, I'm trying to set my arm on it. We can't get any smaller pulleys. They do not make a smaller pulley for the blower than a 3.1, and they don't have anything larger for the crankshaft. So this is pretty much everything that we got right now. So we're at 16 pounds of boost. Like I said, Dylan's going to run out, go get a belt, and then at that point, we're going to do a little bit more fine tuning and see if maybe we can hit that 1,050 mark. I know Dylan will be super excited for that. So again, we're just checking on all that stuff after we saw it chew into the belt like what it did. I'm sorry, chew into the radiator like it did right here. At that point, it was like, okay, we're done. We are absolutely done. So then I figure I will give you guys a little behind the scenes of what goes out here. There's the man, the myth, the legend, Steve right there, with his trusty dog by his side.
Trusty butthole dog.
Then we got Nate working his magic over here, making all the episodes and everything that you guys seem to love so much, that are always just fish hooking you in right there, just woo. And that's the man right there. That's Mr. Nate.
How you doing?
Oh yes, doing well. How you doing over here, man?
Oh, we're doing good.
Working your magic, doing everything there,
Oh, yeah.
keeping your eyes open. And I tell you what, man, every time he goes through this, I'm amazed at how fast you get all this stuff done. But hey, all good, all good. Hopefully we'll be able to do a couple of things with Kyle and Nate here.
Yeah.
Maybe doing some,
Pew.
I'm going to say I don't know if I want to be doing the rock climbing, because this man right here smoked me. Absolutely smoked me. But I still want to do some finger grip challenges with him, because
Yeah, we can do something.
and I would love to try some stuff that you're doing, because I wouldn't mind improving my grip training and all that stuff. Because, I mean, I guarantee, you know, there's training that you got that I'm not even doing.
Right.
That would be, I'd like to give it a try. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just don't laugh too loud when I fall. But
You'll do fine.
absolutely. And we got Kyle over here. He's doing this bad boy, little small block.
Yes, sir.
And this guy, is it okay if I give a little info on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So this guy is a all aluminum small block Chevy, 400 base. It's got a set of Brodix headhunter heads. I believe it's an F1A. What is it? The F1A 96. Don't scold me if I get it wrong, but it's got all the bells and whistles done that Steve does here. Of I believe they got a volute for it and all that stuff. Coil on plug, air to water. Before this thing was on E85, and I believe Kyle was telling me it made about 1,500. So what they're going to try to do now is he's going to run it on C16 and run it to an air to water intercool setup, and they're going to try to make like 1,800 horse with this little thing. So this should definitely be a fun one here. So I thank Steve, thank Kyle for letting me kind of show you guys around here a little bit and what's going on. Like I said, some of the behind the scenes, because right now Dylan's running out and he's getting the belt and everything for his motor. So once he comes back, we'll probably end up running that. We'll pretty much wrap that thing up, go get some lunch.
Dylan, the owner of the engine, we could not get a different pulley combination to just change to like a 10 rib or a 12 rib. So what we ended up doing is we just got a different belt. So shorter belt, crank the tensioner on it, and we're gonna see if we can get this thing to A, not slip on the supercharger, and B, not hit the radiator, or not hit the radiator hose. So let's make a swing at it.
Nice. Almost 1060, buddy. How you feeling?
Yeah, no slipping. That's the most important thing.
I was gonna say, hell yes. How you feeling, man? Wanted
All
that
over the place,
1050,
all over the
yeah.
place,
Yeah. 7200.
Yeah, we're gonna run that one right back to back.
Oh, tell you what. All right, Dylan, how you feeling so far? You got the best numbers on the dyno. So far.
First hit. So anyway, so first hit. So like I said, this is intercooled C16. So we're gonna try leaning on this harder and harder, and we'll come in here look and see what kind of boost it's making. So I just kind of took a wild guess at what kind of pulley it's gonna need on. I think I'm gonna have to spin this up a little bit faster.
So as you guys can see, Kyle's just going through. He's going to do a couple more degrees in this one. We ended up making almost 1,060, pretty dang close right there. So he ended up reading the plugs, and he's just going to go through, like I said, and put a couple more degrees in it. Hopefully we'll see this go up a little higher. Did you raise the rev limiter as well?
I'm going to.
Oh, and he's raising the rev limiter. So that was at 7,200 on that thing. So she's spinning. She's doing quite well. So at that point, we're doing all right. And as you can tell with Dylan sitting there with a permagrin. So you digging it so far? You liking it?
Love it.
Ah, absolutely. Well, I'm sorry, bud. He beat you.
Short-lived.
Hey, but you got more torque. So you tossed in what? Another 2 degrees?
Another 2 degrees.
Another 2 degrees. So what's the prediction? We made 1,056.
With another 2 degrees, what do you think it's gonna make? 32 over 30.
1,000. What did it make?
1056.
56 with 30 degrees. Now I got 32.
1,065.
You mix 1,065. I'm gonna say we're probably tapped out.
What you thinking, Nate?
1,072.
Ooh, I like Nate's.
Here you go.
What do you got,
I was
D?
gonna say 1,075. But
1,075. I will say 1068.
1068.
And what'd you say?
I don't remember what. You said 1065, I think. Yeah, 1065.
Closest to the dollar wins.
I said 1067, but okay.
You want 1077?
No,
1060.
Oh, send
Maybe I
1060.
said 1065.
We'll see.
We'll
I don't
go
know.
back
Maybe
on
it
it.
will
Yeah,
really
we'll go
like.
back.
We'll have to go back on that one. All right, here we go. Oh!
1065.
Oh!
Say 1065.
1065.
That's a good guess.
I've been doing this a while.
6,800. $843, so nice torque, man. So 2 degrees, you gain almost 10 horse. And torque-wise, I think you gain, what, almost 10 foot-pounds of torque? Something like that. So it liked it on both sides. 1065. How you feeling, bud?
Feeling great.
Awesome.
So, 1065. Really good guess for my dad. 2 degrees.
Well, didn't he say originally it was 1077?
What did you say the first time? I thought said 1065 the first time, and he changed it to 1067.
Well, then you
No,
were.
when he said 1068, I thought maybe I said 1067, but I prefer to think 1065.
So that's pretty good. Let's go back here and let's look at the graph. Here's with 2 degrees versus without 2 degrees. Obviously, the lower of the two lines is with 30 degrees. This dark green line is a power figure at 32 degrees. Yep. So we're a little bit more horsepower, a little bit more torque. 10 foot-pounds more torque and just about 10 more horsepower. Everything's looking pretty good.
You think we're at that point of diminishing returns where it's like we're tapped out?
We'll probably leave.
Okay, guys, so we're all wrapped up. We ended up doing 16 pounds of boost, or actually no, it was 17. So at the top RPM, it was 17 pounds boost. We ended up spinning this thing 75 at peak RPM was 7,500. So he's gonna be shifting this thing up pretty high, about 7,600. But it ended up making
1050,
1065,
1065, yeah.
and 845 foot-pounds of torque. And this thing is going to be a honey of a motor in the Monty.
Yeah.
I don't see how you're not going to love every bit of this.
Oh man, probably never get tired of it.
For sure. So at that point, everything went great. The new belt that you ended up picking up, I mean, there's no rubbing. Well, that's the old one.
Yeah.
But there's no rubbing. Everything's working great. He's just got to hook up his accessories. Kyle was nice enough to go over the laptop and how to reestablish everything, and we ended up 970 on pump gas.
Yeah,
970 and like 775,
729, I
780.
think.
Well, you're high sevens. I think you're like 775, 780.
Oh,
Yeah. So at that point, I mean, everything was doing quite well, and then we got both the Steve Morris gentlemen that ended up doing all the beautiful tuning on this stuff, and
I didn't do crap.
He just criticized my
I just come in and make wildly accurate guesses and then leave.
yes, and if you guys remember that, 1065 on a 1065. If I had a $100 bill in my pocket, I'd give it to you. You won the prices right. So.
Yes.
But no, everything went great. I mean, I wish we could have been able to do a little bit of work on a different pulley, and all that. But for 16 pounds doing what you're doing, I think is great. If we can find out if they have a volute for it or something like that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But hey, there's always improvements for sure. So again, I just like to thank Kyle for working his magic on everything. Dylan, first time on the dyno.
Yeah.
I would say for your first dyno, yeah, you got a nice combination here. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys liked it. If you need to go back through and you're curious about the build and everything, I got episodes in the library in there that you guys can go back through and double check that and see the short block, the long block, And then obviously here's the finished product and what we ended up making. And again, some of you guys might be like, oh, you could have put more boost to it. Oh, you could have this, you could have that. You can't. They don't make a bigger crank pulley, and they don't make a smaller blower pulley. So this is it. This is as much boost as we can make right now without maybe getting something custom built. So for you guys that were so curious about knowing, hey, what's that mid-size 84 Torque Storm do on a base LS? Well, here's your numbers, man. So, you know, 1,065, I would say that's doing pretty good. So kudos to Torque Storm for making a good product as well. So at that point, when we're going to say adios, package everything up and go home. So thanks again for checking it out. I'm Scott.
I'm Dylan.
Kyle Morris.
Like you don't know who that is. All right, you guys, thank you so much for checking it out. See you in another one.